Welcome back, everybody. Dog Coffee and Guitars, episode 6. Couple of shout outs first. Sebastian Zanino, first and foremost, he made that backing track. I bought that from his Bandcamp. I was, fiddling around on YouTube looking for tracks, and that one stands out. There's a lot of backing tracks on YouTube. Never once did I ever decide to pay for any of them. That one got me too. I'm going to post a link to his Bandcamp and his YouTube in the description of this video. Check out Sebastian Zanino's got like hundreds and hundreds of backing tracks. Does really good stuff. And shout out to WaWa. Unveiled a new flavor. I've been staring at this billboard. To give you an idea, so I live in Philadelphia, and I live within eyeshot of two things. Independence Hall, the birthplace of this country, first and foremost. And next to it, perhaps even more importantly, the world's largest WaWa. Wake up every morning, I look out the window, I stare at the face of this thing. World's largest WaWa, place where America was invented, right next to each other. It's hard not to be motivated when that's the first thing that you look at in the morning. But this morning, I caught a billboard that said, blueberry cobbler coffee. Now, I only drink my coffee black. I'm not gonna add sugar and milk to this thing. I'm like, you know what? I got a quick walk. Go to world's largest WaWa. Let me see what this is all about. So we're doing a coffee review today. We're gonna find out what this blueberry cobbler is all about. 24 ounces. We got laces out, unlike Dan Marino. No sugar, no cream, nothing but caffeine. Now we all know the rules. Let's see what that tastes like. Melted butter and happiness. Talk about my favorite chord voicings, major and minor ninths. Oh God, I love them so much. I use them basically everything. The basis for my playing and the way that I look at the fretboard is not really scale based. It surely used to be. I was taught how to play pentatonic scales first, like anybody else. But when I look at the fretboard now, I see a puzzle, and the only way to solve that puzzle, if you're going to go through it blindly, if you're just going to say, oh, I know this one scale, you're going to be kind of stuck. Can't solve this whole thing. So what I see are chord shapes. And if you go back to the Jazz Guitar Cheat Code Part 1, check it out on YouTube. I'll post a link. If you go back, I go over a bunch of major 7 and minor 7 shapes. So today we're going to talk about the ninths. What's a ninth? Well, whether it's a major or minor ninth, it's going to have the first, the third, the seventh, and then the ninth, which is going to be the second octave of the second note of the scale. So if you have an E scale, like we're working in here, second is going to be F sharp. Okay, so this would be E. That's the first. There's F sharp. That's the second. E and F sharp. If we go up an octave, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. Okay, there's a whole octave. The next note, again, would be F sharp, and we'd have 9. Okay, so on the guitar, it's going to sound like this. Here's your E, here's your ninth, your F sharp. Just those two notes are so nice. We add these in, so we're going to add the third. There's a G sharp. And the major 7th, D sharp, with the pinky finger. So an E major 9 is going to be middle finger, 7th fret, A string. First finger, 6th fret, D. Pinky finger, 8 G. And then your ring finger is going to get the 9th, the F sharp on the 7th fret of the B string. So together you're going to get this. In Everlong, Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, that one's in D, so bring it back down. He's kind of... hammering on that chord. So anyways, back in E. Some of the licks I played in the opening segment were like this. Let me fire up my distortion real quick. melodic licks, literally note for note, just in a major 9 arpeggio. A major 9, A major 9. So, it's all. Let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. So that's an E major 9, that is numero uno. F sharp minor 9 would be our 2 chord. In high school, I fell in love with a band called Chord in Cambria. I saw them open for Slipknot. I was 15 or 16 years old. And the Slipknot crowd did not dig Chord whatsoever, but the opening songs that they did had that minor 9 sound. I was like, yeah, like, okay. And like, dude had hair like me, except it engulfed the microphone. Claudio Sanchez, some of the last real rock stars. So I went off on a tangent, but Chord in Cambria. If you don't know, now you know. Check out Chord, because they'll combine these great chord voicings with the traditional rock and roll and heavy metal lead guitar and serious. It's like Rush. They're like if Rush and Black Sabbath and everything on the Sci-Fi Channel had a baby. I don't know. Anyways, Chord in Cambria. Minor 9, and then that's your 2 chord. Your 3 chord will be G sharp. Now, whenever we get to the 3 chord, we can't play this minor 9 shape. There is no B flat in the key of E. And then you'll run into that problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 9th and make it a 10th. Let's go over here. It's really nice voicing too. Now to the 4 chord, A major 9. So those are our shapes. So that F sharp, 9th fret, 7th fret, ring finger, 9G, pinky, 9B. E major 9, F sharp minor 9, G sharp minor with the 10th, so that's the 1st, the 3rd, the 7th, and the 10th. A major 9, same shape as over here. Middle finger, first finger, pinky finger, ring finger. Now when we get to the 5 chord, your 5 chord is dominant 7, so we're going to play this, B9. Go back to jazz guitar cheat code. We were working in the key of G then, and I showed you an A minor 7 to a D9 progression. It's how Carlos Santana put Oye Como Va together. So, you know, these are not necessarily just jazz chords. A lot of rock songs and heavy metal that you're going to need to put this together, and that's how we're going to. I'm going to show you how we use this for lead guitar playing too. Just a second. So that's the B9. Play back here too. 2, 1, 2, 2. Then we're back here. C sharp, the 6 chord. C sharp minor 9. Get to D sharp, we could play this D sharp half diminished. And then we're back to E major 9, all the way up here. Same chord we did here, 12 frets. Okay, so now we have all those shapes. Let's put some progressions together. The one that I was playing just a minute ago was this one. Took an F sharp minor 9. And we're going to go up a string to make this a C sharp minor 7 chord. And then another interval, let's talk about 11ths. C sharp minor 11, if the 9th is the 2nd octave of the 2nd, the 11th, let's go up 2 numbers, the 11th is the 2nd octave of the 4th. Music theory is not as hard as it seems. So here's a great progression for you to practice. F sharp minor 9, C sharp minor 7, C sharp minor 11. E major 9. So we fire up the distortion again and show you a couple of those solo licks. And post a link to that backing track and you guys can have fun with it. All right, so Like I was saying, I took major and minor nines the whole time from the opening lick. Look at this. Where am I getting that from? And C sharp, minor 9 chord. We start to melt them down into pentatonic licks. So again, from that. That's the 4th fret of the D string, and we'll slide up to the 6th fret and back. Pull off to the 2nd fret. Grab a C sharp. We slide up, we can get this 4th fret G, the B note. Look, it's all in the chord. Up here, E major 9. That little thing I did, you know, couple of seconds into the song. Just melted that down. 12th fret A, 11th fret D, 13 G, ring finger gets 12 B, and then we'll go back to the 13 G to the 11. Now look, I mean, you can slide right back, and C sharp minor pentatonic is there. Sliding, 9th fret A, 7th fret, and you're back to E major now. So, a couple of those licks from that A major 9. And then I did this. Pentatonic, I mean, it's Pentatonics 101, 12th fret B, bend up, release to the 9th fret. Let's bend up 11 G. Same thing, release to the 9th fret, 11 D. Bringing us right over to E major 9. You could do straight up the chord, and then I like to grab this note, this E note on the return trip. You get a little more pentatonic sounding. Within all of these chords come from the scales themselves. So the chords get right to it. If you were a writer, you wouldn't try to create things like from the entire alphabet. You wouldn't try to write from the alphabet. Think about words, we don't think in terms of letters. So if you think about your chords, it's analogous. If your chords are going to come from scales in the same way that words come from the letters in the alphabet. So if you were writing and you were trying to piece words together one letter at a time, it would take you forever to write anything of meaning. So instead of thinking in terms of scales, think in terms of chords. They come from the scales, get you right to the good notes, right to the chord tones, is how you can make these licks. It was a game changer for me when I started to think like this. It's one little brain trick. Just start to learn these chords, use them for your rhythm playing. You need to practice your rhythm playing more than anything else. So practice your rhythm playing, and then take these chords, start to break them down, make licks out of them. See how that helps out for you. So, and again, your pentatonic scales are always going to be there for you. One more lick that I did in that opening solo, I took a little B major triad here. D shape, right? On the 11th fret of the E, and a bend up. Then we're going to release. We're going to release and then grab the 12th fret of the E string, pick and pull off 12th fret B, 11th fret G, straight up that arpeggio, B major arpeggio, and then I went. So stretch licks. I like anytime you can have like a burst of speed real quick. I'm not one of those guys that's just going to play fast the entire time, but I'll flash those 16th notes in flurries. And if you can go 8th notes, and then flash the 16th notes real quick, that's always a very effective way of doing things. So, again, up that B major arpeggio, and then I do a stretch lick here. I grab the 14th fret of the B, pull off to the 9th fret, 14th fret G, pull off to the 9th fret, and then 11 D, that's your root note. So, I mean, and the idea for that, if you're in your pentatonic scale, wherever your first finger is, all of the notes 5 frets up, or a 4th up, are gonna work. Check this out. So, when I was living in Somers Point, New Jersey, this little dive bar called Gregory's. Anybody at Somers Point's gonna know Gregory's. It's essentially a VFW without the veterans. Basically, everybody, all the same people hanging out there. On a Wednesday nights, they have a jazz night, and the jazz professor from Rowan University came to do a gig, and he blew me away. I was sitting front row for this thing, and there was like 8 people there, but I was sitting front row for this thing, and I'm like, oh my God, this dude is so good. And he was playing these stretch licks like all night. You know, the whole thing, he would just play this stretch thing. So I went home, I left the gig early, and I went home, and I was like, I'm going to learn that. So that's what I did. It was kind of eye-opening. And, you know, take a Eddie Van Halen trick where he's going. All that tapping, 5 frets away. So take those chords, take a couple of tricks. I hope you learned something today. Stay tuned. You know, hey, and I know some of you are disappointed. You're like, oh, we only saw Slug for like 8 seconds. Wait a minute, I got something for you. Tune in next time. Dog Coffee and Guitars. We're gonna do all kinds of cool stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Guys, I was just about to call it a wrap on this video, and then Slug jumps up and he's like, dude, you didn't let me get enough camera time. I was asleep for the whole opening segment. What gives? Okay, well, everybody say bye, Slug. We'll see you guys next time. I'm pulling out my old acoustic guitar from the Far East. We'll talk about a little Led Zeppelin, a little Black Sabbath next time. It'll be fun. Dog Coffee Guitar, episode 6 is a wrap. Bye, Slug. Everybody say goodbye. There he goes.